Wonderful humans. Hello, XFM Friday. Siesta episode 22. As always, Rusty Dog provides the visuals, the whole video. Thank you so much. He also told me that there are, at some moment in this, I think when Karl's saying Rockbusters or something, there's like an audio issue. He said he resolved it. He found it from somewhere else. I read the note, but I didn't 100% understand because I haven't seen it yet. But any audio issues, Rusty did his best to work around it because he's freaking awesome and makes these and all of it, and it's just wonderful, and I really love it. Anyway, beautiful humans, bathroom, painted, not done, but painted, one layer, finishing up. Argentina, hot as freaking hell. Spring is like coming. It just kind of, it's spring that identifies as summer this year. It's really freaking hot. It's been raining and stuff, so humidity is on high. It's just a mess. So an hour of this is gonna be freaking wonderful. I'm in a great mood and stuff. Like, I'm a happy person. Things have been going good, but I really need an hour of Karl to kind of like complete the week. So let's go. Okay. Excellent Fridays with Mandy. Oh, that's cute.
Battles the Pink Robots on XFM 104.9.
That's actually really cute.
I'm Richey Gervais. With me is Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
Good morning.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to own up straight away. I've done very little work towards this show this week. A little bit busy.
You surprised me.
Yeah. So I apologise if it sounds a bit sort of...
Thanks for being honest, though, Rick.
Well, no, I don't want people to go, oh, no, that was a bit shoddy this week. I hope it's not going to be that every week. Yeah. So it is because I've done very little preparation.
Okay.
So...
Right.
You know,
whereas normally...
You'll probably have to help me out.
All right.
You have to do some of the work. Karl, you might have to help us out a little bit as well.
I don't know, but I mean...
Because I know Steve's done nothing towards it either. So... the onus is on you a little bit here. I love the fact that it's still listed as either Richey Gervais or Richey Gervais and Stephen Merchant. In the, you know,
essentially, we don't need to be here, really.
No, I know now people listen for Karl. Everyone I've spoken to, for people on buses, to like Ross Noble mentioned you the other day, and that they go.
People on buses?
I've never been on a bus.
You haven't been on a bus for like 12 years.
Yeah.
People on buses. I don't know why I find that so funny. I just know the idea of you being on a bus. The idea of you handing over your fare.
They're shouting out from the window.
Right.
They're going, I love Karl.
Right. Yeah.
I'm walking along.
How much is it on the bus?
20 pence.
No, come on, seriously, how much is it?
One adult for terminus, please.
I love the fact, they do that thing where, like, if they're interviewing
Paul 50,
Newman or someone famous...
No, it's quid, isn't it? It's a quid.
They always say, how much is a pint of milk? And that's supposed to prove if you're sort of still in touch with your roots or whether you're too big a celebrity.
Yeah.
You've got no idea how much it costs on the bus.
Quid?
It's not a quid.
120?
No.
I have no idea how much milk costs because I don't consume it. I don't buy it. Like, I buy one every once in a while. And they only sell it, like, by liter. It's whack. Like, here, they sell it in a bag. I don't like that, but whatever. And more often than not, the ones I buy, I just need it for, like, a recipe, or it's just because that day I want, milk in my tea or whatever. I don't really drink much tea or anything, so it's a very, rare occasion. And more often than not, yeah, I gotta throw it away. So, I have no idea how much that stuff costs, so I feel like that's a stupid question. Like, there's some questions, how much the bus costs? Okay, I get that. But milk is, like, very particular. Is it just, like, every household has to have milk? I feel like they're better questions. How much is gas?
It's not 120.
Pint of milk, about 50p.
30p. I don't even know how much a pint is.
Oh,
what's a pint?
Brilliant. Wow. Because, it's fascinating because you gave this stuff up before you became a celebrity, didn't you? You were always...
lazy.
Because people always say to me, like,
lazy.
Ricky seems a bit obnoxious.
Who says that?
Well,
Who comes up to you and just says that?
The guy
randomly.
on the tube did it. I swear to God, he came up. He said I was watching an interview with Ricky. He said he's not a nice piece of work. I went, he said, no, I've got friends like that. And it's like they're always talking, they're a bit irritating, and you sort of let them off because they're your mates. But I was going, well, hang on a minute. He went,
well, two things. It's sort of my job talking, and being interviewed, essentially you do have to talk.
Yeah,
so
about yourself.
If that's his only criticism, then
go.
I'm not too bad.
No, he didn't think you were funny either. So. In fact, he had a whole list. Well, I say a list, a petition.
It wasn't Dickie Anderson, was it?
It wasn't Richard Anderson.
I hope he's listening.
He's our biggest fan.
I'll tell you what, Mock Turtles need a remix by Fatboy Slim, don't they?
Mock Turtles is a great tune, but I'd love to hear it remixed.
Yeah. Mock Turtles, Can You Dig It? Remixed by Slim.
I feel like Carl's barely there so far.
Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. Ooh, stuff to do, stuff to talk about and that.
I love how you can tell the difference in energy when they want to be there and when they're just like, ugh, I have to go to work today. You can so tell the difference in energy. And it's fun because it's just their voices. Like, there's no body language to read. There's no nothing. It's just like voice language to read. And you can so tell. It's reminding me of that time when he came in super hungover and he just didn't want to be there.
Oh, before you came in. Oh, you saw it, didn't you? That experiment I was doing with the...
An experiment?
Yeah.
Well, all I know is as I walked in the building and I passed the little kitchen area, you were hitting Karl on the head with a tin tray.
Didn't it make a good noise?
It was a great noise. But I'm interested to explain more about the experiment.
Well, I wanted to see how hard I could hit him and make it resonate. Right, before I either caved his skull in, or, you know what I mean?
What's that
so,
from?
you had to hold it quite loose, so it could, like, vibrate.
Right.
But you had to grip it hard enough to give it a good whack.
Right.
And his head's brilliant for hitting stuff on.
Is it?
It is perfect.
Karl,
it's like
could we recreate that moment a bit later on the radio?
You'll notice that you've been on for 15 minutes, I haven't said a word. It's
I
had a bit
noticed.
of an effect on me. It's still a little bit shaken.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
But yeah, do it again later.
We were talking about your head a little bit earlier, weren't we?
It's not going to mean that you're sort of a bit, fuzzy thinking, is it?
It'll be alright.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, can we recreate that later, maybe towards the end of the show? Just hit you on the head with various objects, see which make the best sound?
It's talking about time out. Right, so something like
That's
time out.
such a boy thing. This is like such a boys will be boys moment. Like, a group of women would never do that. And I think it's fun that he's complaining, like, it affected him, and like, yeah, but we can do it later again. That's such a guy thing.
Went,
oh, man.
Yeah, did you read that? I went, yeah, I read it, I get it every week, yeah. He went, there's no point though, is there? Because it's like a telephone directory. You know, if you want to look something up, you look it up, but you'd never sort of browse the telephone directory. And I went, that's an interesting point. He went, although I did. When I was in Scotland, I just looked up how many Macs there were, and there was 42 pages of them. How bored are you in your hotel room in Scotland to suddenly start working out how many people
Wait,
start
why are
with...
some crossed out? I don't know who Norm is. I think I know all the other ones, but why is Lee Mac and who's Womack and Womack?
Suddenly start... Bored are you in your hotel room in Scotland to suddenly start working out how many people start with Mac?
Were you sat in your room? There was nothing else that you could think of to do?
I've been working. It's when we did the show from, XFM did some stuff from Edinburgh.
Yeah. You were sat in your hotel room?
Sat in the room, waiting to sort of go out and get some food and that. Sat there.
Why were you waiting to go out and get some food?
Because we were all going to meet up. We're going to meet up with, with Simon.
So you thought, I'm not going to switch the TV on, I'm not going to read a magazine.
The telly was on, nothing was on, I wasn't impressed with anything that was on, so I'm looking around the room. I had a couple of the free shortbreads.
I love the fact he remembers.
Yeah.
He remembers a specific biscuit he had.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I had a couple of them, and then looked around, there was a Bible, and I thought, well, I know about that.
Yeah.
There's nothing in that I don't know, so got the phone book up, and I immediately thought, there's a lot of Mac this and Mac that in Scotland, Macintosh,
Mac Daddies,
Macateer, there's loads of names, so I thought, I wonder how popular it is.
I wonder just how popular it is.
42 pages of Macs.
Did you count how many pages there were?
42
Yeah.
pages a lot. Yeah.
Did you just work out from the...
This seems like a very ADHD kind of trait. Just getting stuck on the most trivial random thing, but as long as you're enjoying it and you're fine, there's like no reason not to. Like, it's hard to explain why you would do something like that to someone else. It's just because, and especially like when you start doing something and you just kind of get hooked and you just go down this little rabbit hole of this random thing. And if somebody like knocks on your door and you have to explain, well, I'm doing that, you'd look like an idiot. But if you are enjoying your time, I see nothing wrong with this. Today, I spent a very long time just looking, because I wanted to buy a specific mug to give as a gift for a person, and I had this idea in mind. All right, I wanted to buy him a mug with like either a dollar sign, something money related, something just money related, because it makes sense, a little inside joke, whatever. And I looked it up, and I found a place that did it. Perfect. And I just kind of got hooked, because you know how they recommend when you look up an item, they like recommend more stuff that person sells or similar items. And I just kind of checked, and I ended up looking at like 250 mugs just because I liked them. And none of them, like, with no intent of saying, ooh, is there a better one? It's just, I was curious.
Numbers on the bottom
and I
of the page, or
realized
did
I
you literally
spent a
count
lot of
Count
time with that.
How many pages there were?
Yeah.
Did you just work out from the numbers on the bottom of the page, or did you literally
No, I
count
counted.
them?
I counted.
Right.
And
how many do you reckon are on a page? There's a lot in there. If
quite a
someone
lot,
could
isn't
tell you approximately how many
Sorry,
names they get on one page.
How long did it take you, this whole procedure?
What, the counting?
Yeah.
Not that
No,
long.
it's
It's
just
only
counting
2
the
pages.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah.
that much.
They're all
And what
together,
did you
luckily.
do once you digested that information? what did you do with that information? Did you
I
tell people
stored it,
when you
haven't
went?
I? I mean, look, how long ago was the Edinburgh Festival?
Yeah.
I
you go.
stored it along with the biscuit. I love to get in his head. I imagine it's a big warehouse, and there's lots of partitions for weird stuff like kids born with tentacles
Yeah.
and
Hair.
things like that.
I imagine there's like
Hairy
quite
children.
an old caretaker, and you go in there, you say, "I'm looking for that." He goes, "Hang on, I know where that. I put that somewhere.
I'll
Hang
put
on a
that
minute,
somewhere.
hang on.
Is this the one when they shave the cat? No, it's not shaving the cat. This is the
Oh.
Max. The Max. Oh, you know, Scotland, the shortbread. Well, don't give me the shortbread because that's putting me off. But
The what's the name though? Do you remember last week I was talking about the hairy kid? And
I think that's every week, Carl. That doesn't narrow it down.
alright, well we were talking about that hairy kid in the woods, and did a bit more research this week.
Okay,
Found a good story out about a monkey,
right.
which I'll told Ricky a little bit about it.
Tell
didn't I?
me, come on, tell it now.
No,
Right.
no,
Well,
tease
I
me
reckon
with
we
it.
should keep this.
It sounds exciting
Tease
stuff.
me with it.
Right.
That's got 'em, right? So
Did he
we'll
say
be doing
something about
stuff.
Oh,
cuteness?
Well,
tease
I
me
reckon
with
we
it.
should keep this.
It sounds exciting stuff.
Right.
That's got 'em, right? So we'll be doing that. we've
Now
got
hook the audience.
we've got Rockbusters again this week.
Yeah,
Okay.
We've got Do We Need 'Em?
yeah. What
Right.
are you trying to get rid of this week?
Cockroaches.
Right.
Yes!
I can't think of a reason to keep them.
Look
Yes!
into that well, I sort the matter out. That's
Good
cool.
lad.
Excellent.
We've got I'm teaching you some more stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He phoned me up
Do we have
today.
Ricky Ridiculous?
Yesterday it was. You know,
Actually, the segment's kind of fun, but I just like it more for the name than anything else. I just like when they say it. I mean, the segment's kind of cute. It's an interesting idea. I mean, it's just, you know, that 2 truths, 1 lie kind of thing. I like it. But the name is just, it makes me happy.
he's been researching, like, just educating Ricky. He said, what do you want to know about? I don't know. He said, you interested in space? And I went, yeah. Phoned me 3 hours later. He went, no, nothing about space. I went, what? He said, I couldn't find anything interesting. I said, you couldn't find anything interesting about space.
Yeah.
It's big.
That's
It's
quite...
pretty interesting, Carl.
He went,
It's big, but there's nothing there. That's it's like the Millennium Dome.
oh,
So
God.
what I'm looking at, right?
But no, wait. He said, is there anything else you want to know about? I went, all right. I went, anthropology. He went, what's that? I went, study a man. I sent a man. He went, like what? I went, like, our roots from caveman through and all the... He went, and I said, Australopithecus, Neanderthal. He went, well, you know all that then? I went, no. He went, right. He went, do you want to know how a lung works or something?
Sure.
How a lung works.
Sure.
And I said, well, tell me how a fridge works. He went, oh, I said, it's just the gas, isn't it? I went, brilliant. I went, tell me how a microwave works. He went, I know. I went, no. I said, fella walking past in a laboratory with a bar of chocolate in his pocket, went past some sort of ray thing, it melted it, and he went, hold on. That's it. That's explained to me how a microwave works. Right.
So today we're doing
I
sort
love when he ignores them.
medical-ish type things under the banner of
Wait, I have 2 things on the space thing. I just mentioned this in another video this week. I can't remember where, though, so I'll just mention it again. But I have read, and I re-looked it up because I mentioned it, and then I decided to look it up again. But when I read it, it was like this news thing about there's going to be a hotel in space. When I read it, it said 2025. Then yesterday I checked it out again, and there's some articles say 2027, some articles say 2030, but it's like, it's happening. It's in the works, right? I find that fascinating. Dangerous, a little odd, a lot of things, but really freaking cool. Like, as a concept, really cool. And another thing that because I'm very interested in space, and every time I see an article or whatever, I read it. And there's this thing, I can't remember who said the quote or exactly how it went, but basically the idea of, you know how there's some people that believe, okay, we're not alone. There's definitely other species, other things. There's more out there, sure. And then there's people that believe that there's nothing out there and humans are like, everything on Earth is just there. And the concept of what's more terrifying. And I started contemplating that today. I'm like, damn, I don't know. And I'm curious to think, what's scarier to you guys? If we are alone in the universe, like, dude, that is scary. And what if we're not? What's scary? I personally think we're not. Obviously, I mean, it's just, it's so vast and there's so much. I mean, there has to be more out there. I've seen Star Trek, okay? But I personally, I think it'd be more terrifying if we are alone. And I don't know how to explain why. It's weird. It's such a weird thing to think about. And I find that stuff so interesting. And I was just curious, like, what you guys would think. What's worse? Because obviously, if we're not alone, it depends on what's out there. If it's just like a bunch of species like nibblers and, unicorns and all that, I mean, that ain't scary. We're fine. If we're talking about other kind of things, it all depends on what's out there. It's not the concept that we're not alone. It's just what's with us in the universe. You know what I mean? But the loneliness, I don't know, man. That's a whole other kind of freaky.
Mythical-ish type things.
I'm sorry, I got lost.
Right.
So today we're doing sort of medical-ish type things under the banner of colon. Then educate me.
Oh God.
Colon. Then educate me.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
So that's like go on then. So colon.
Brilliant.
So that's
Okay.
that's a little heading. You're going to be learning 3 things sort of medical-ish before 3 o'clock.
The ish scares me.
Is that it?
Yeah, do you want to...
Pretty much, yeah.
A bit of suede?
Go on then.
How many O'Reillys are there, do you think, in Ireland? Get a chance for you.
Suede, animal nitrate. That's really got a Johnny Marr influence at the end, that guitar, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Still
brilliant.
XFM, 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Tell us about this monkey, Karl.
You're going to love this one, Steve,
Go
right? So last week we were talking about how, like, a lad left his family because there was problems at home and that. He went and lived in the wood. He got airy. Right?
Yes.
No.
Leave it there, we haven't got time to go into
Right,
it.
so...
That's what happened.
And that's what happened with the monkeys. He went airy.
That's
Anyway,
what happened. That's what happened.
Looked into some other stuff about, like, airy kids and all that.
Yeah.
Came across this story about a bloke, right, who worked in a zoo.
Oh dear.
Right? So,
Trouble's brewing.
Explosion of laughter.
loving his job and that, but
Okay.
it's quite a lonely sort of job because you don't see many people, you're just dealing with animals all the time, right? So, anyway, he gets a bit pally with a monkey because it's the closest thing to a human.
Well, that ape is.
Right.
Yeah, but you can't really go that close to apes. Is it dangerous?
What do you mean? What type was it? Do you
Just
mean it was
let
a
him tell the
Was it a
story.
chimpanzee?
I reckon it was a chimp, yeah. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
you
a
don't
chimp.
even know, so
It
that's
was a
an
chimp.
ape.
It was a
Okay.
chimp. Yeah, but it doesn't matter, does
So
it?
he
It's a
gets
story.
pally with him.
Right, so he gets pally with
What,
him.
did they go on
and
holiday together?
well, no, I mean, it starts
On the
off
pool together.
just checking each other out and, probably sharing lunch and that together.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, this goes on for a while. They're getting on well on that. And then after a while, right, the monkey starts sort of imitating him a bit more and sort of walking upright,
Oh, God.
Yeah.
right? So he thinks, oh, that's a bit weird. Anyway, they get on really better and what have you. So he thinks he could live at home with me, this,
Yeah.
because we're getting on a storm,
Yeah.
right?
Was
So
it
he
Bubbles?
takes him home, and before
Is this the beginning of Beneath the Planet of the Apes? I think it is. I think you've...
Was Bubbles Michael Jackson's chimp? I feel like it was Bubbles. Or did it have another name? It had like a really cutesy little silly name.
seen this on video.
I'm worried, because he's already imitating him and they're moving in together. I'm thinking it's maybe a bit like single white female. Single white zookeeper.
Oh, brilliant.
Right, so
Go on.
anyway, so it's moving in, and it's getting used to sort of the normal human life. It's having a cup of tea in the morning.
Yeah. PG tips.
As
There you go.
it finishes the day off with
Oh, dear.
Finishes the day off with what?
He
With
does,
a
he
little
doesn't have to
brandy.
move a piano at one point, does he?
Finishes the day off with a little brandy.
Yeah.
What, he pours himself. Is he wearing a smoking jacket?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Carl. You're a maniac,
listen,
mate.
no, this is why it attracted me. It's amazing, right? So he's having his brandy and that, loving his life. Next thing you know, he sort of, I don't know if he loses it or he gets shaved, but the top half of his body is
Becomes
hairless. Right? Apart from
So
his head.
it's the opposite of the
Right,
other
so
So it's
story.
the opposite of the kid.
Well,
Yeah,
this is what
but
I'm saying.
that would happen.
Right?
Well, hang on, but so you don't know if
You
he
don't
was
even
shaved
know.
or if
How
it's
did it say? Then the hairless. What?
I'll bring it in for you, the story, and then you
Alright,
can
well,
see if
okay,
I've gone wrong.
keep going.
So
I love how every freaking week they ask him for a source. Where'd you get this info? And it never occurs to him the following week when he has some bonkers story. It never occurs to him to bring the source or to write it down or something. And every week he's like, I'll show you. I'll tell you. Dude, plan ahead because you know that question's coming. I feel like if he reads it in a book or whatever, bring the freaking book, man, because that question is obviously coming every freaking week. What is this, episode 22, man? I don't know how long they've been doing this, but say 10 weeks in a row, at least. Like, dude, learn!
in for you, the story, and then you
Alright,
can
well,
see if
okay,
I've gone
keep
wrong.
going.
So anyway, so this is going on, and he's having a great life. Then the zookeeper starts getting a bit annoyed because he's having a better life than the zookeeper. The zookeeper's in the zoo.
This is such.
He doesn't
So the
pay
zookeeper's
taxes.
still got to do a day's work. The monkey's at home, he's partying.
Well,
he's
it
got
gets
his
to a
other
point when he
chipmates
says
round.
there's no point you coming in to the zoo because the whole reason of you being there was because you're being kept there.
Right.
And he didn't want to bring the memories back, so he said, you stay at home. So
You are you're talking such.
Just let him.
God, I don't know if I can sit here and listen to this drivel.
Let
Let
me.
him
I'm fascinated.
it's
It
nearly
sounds
over anyway,
amazing.
right?
It sounds extraordinary. Carl.
So he's walking up, right? He's having a tea in the morning, finishing the day off with brandy. Gets a bit out of hand. Only tries it on with the zookeeper's wife.
Make him go away, Steve.
How does he do that?
Did he say make him go away, Steve?
Make him go away, Steve.
How does he do that?
Well, because he's around humans a lot, he becomes a bit of a charmer. And
But what is it that he could do to seduce her? Pick fleas out of her?
he didn't say.
He's
but-
built. He was built.
Yeah, it's well known.
So
Listen.
what about
What do you mean? What about it, Carl? It's obviously not true. It's obviously not true.
that? This wasn't on the internet. This was in a book. So it's not a quick joke and just put it on a website. This is in a book.
I don't understand how the
I
monkey...
love that he becomes a charmer. He's got better taste in brandy.
Exactly.
And he,
What was it that he was doing that seduced her?
Winking?
I don't know. Maybe because he was at home more than the zookeeper was.
But what would he be doing?
Oh,
with
she got
her?
lonely.
He's not going to be talking with her. They're not going to be playing like, Trivia Pursuit.
How do you know?
Maybe she liked the silent type. It didn't go into that. It just said that's when the trouble started.
Carl, play a record.
Is that what Suzanne did when she brought you in?
Fever.
Record.
Just the way I'm feeling. XFM 104.9.
I love
I love
when
that.
the music calms them down. It's so funny to me when they're just like they start playing the record, being completely hysterical, laughing and making jokes, and then they come back and it's all just smooth and it's in the past.
Carl,
It's funny.
you're panicking. You've just remembered a song from your childhood, and I don't know what you're talking about. But I'm going to give out a number. Please take this number down if you can help, Carl. It's 08700 800 1234. Right.
I'm not that bothered. We were talking about a track from the 60s,
Yeah.
Mighty Quinn,
Yeah.
and it was on the same compilation. My dad had a tape in the car, and the tape was always on in the stereo thing in the
Yeah.
car. And I used to sort of sit through all this stuff I didn't like, but knowing that coming up soon was a song about a monster with purple eyes.
It wasn't
monster
Puff the
with
Magic
purple eyes?
Dragon.
It wasn't that.
A monster. There must be something else about it that give
Do
people a
you
clue.
remember a chorus or a few lines?
It says something like it was a one-eyed, it had big eyes, purple, and it eats people or something.
The Big-Eyed Purple Eater. Wasn't there a song called something like that? The Big-Eyed Purple...
And it was a hit,
There was,
was
I'm
it?
sure there was. A song which is something like the Intergalactic Purple Eater or something like that. It's a novelty song. Rubbish.
Purple People Eater.
What about the Bonzo Joe
Yeah,
Dee
it's
on
that sort of thing, yeah. I'm sure
Well,
it
if
must
you
be.
don't
Dude, that
know
looks like
what
something
about
from
the Bonzo
Yeah,
Monsters,
it's
Joe
that
Inc.
sort of thing, yeah. I'm
sure.
Well, if you know what Carl... Look, the telephones have gone mad!
Yeah, well, we'll find out in a bit. I mean, I'm not that bothered. I'm not going to buy it. It's just that we were talking about...
It's weird.
songs
I believe
and that.
you.
It'll be good to know it was, but...
Yeah.
Right, Rockbusters.
Okay, now,
Right.
how long, where did you get the phone?
What, do you want to just answer
Well,
that?
answer the phone, so just answer the
yeah,
phone.
see what it is.
Just see if someone's...
Hello?
Hello, mate.
All right.
Yeah, that song, I don't know if it's by, or is that what you want?
That's the bit I
Well,
wanted, really.
what's the name of the song?
Well, you know how it goes, it's like, one night on a dawn,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I don't think you've helped much, though. You can't remember what it's called or who it's by.
Well, no, I mean, I know the tune, but that's about it.
But he's
It
done
seems
well.
to me-
Steve,
yeah,
he's done well. He's given up his spare time to call in and sing us a song. Don't diss him.
Rick, I'm concerned
There you
he's
go.
just only marginally remembering it more than Carl is.
It was actually in, I think it was in the Blob, no, it was in something like the Blob, actually. I think Steve McQueen was driving away and it was running in a sequence.
This is very familiar. Thanks very much, mate. See if we can get a title off someone.
And XFM.
Hello, yeah, I know the name of that tune.
Go on.
It's the Purple Eyed People Eater?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And who's it
Brilliant.
by?
Yeah, well, I'm just at work and,
Who is it by?
it came to my mind.
Do you know who it's by?
I don't know who it's by, mate, sorry.
This is not enough information. I wouldn't phone in
We
if I
did,
didn't
you
have
haven't
enough
even
information.
the song, how is that not enough?
But I want someone like Paul Gambaccini to call in. He knows what, what chart
Right,
position
okay,
it got to.
okay, right.
Right,
Thanks
I
very
don't
much.
think this is enough information. That's two people.
The thing
We've barely
is,
got
if
any
you know the
information
title,
from.
we can put it in the internet.
Barely got any information. You got the tune, the way it goes, some of the lyrics, and the title. Dude, that's more than enough. Calm your glasses
And
down.
find out who did it.
Yeah.
That's full of
Brilliant.
information.
Well, thank you very much for
Yeah,
calling
that's
in.
good.
I don't know why they bothered, frankly.
Right, listen.
Sorry, Rick, no, I mean, I just think if you're going to bother to call in a radio station,
You're
have
s-
the facts.
You're
Have
so
all the facts you have.
He hasn't got the facts, and he runs the radio station.
He doesn't run it. They keep him here like a mascot. He's like a pet, isn't he? They have him running around the office.
God.
Now listen, it's Rockbusters. I've got the prizes here. Rick, I'll be honest with you. I mean, we've given away some shoddy stuff in the past. This
But
is
this
the worst
absolute
collection.
tat, is it?
This is really scraping the bottom of the barrel, Carl. I mean,
Hold on, the
how
phones
many
are going
more of
mad.
these can we give away?
If you're still phoning, hang up because we're not going to bother anymore. We're really sorry about that. Maybe email us or something.
How many of these can we give away? Rick?
Look at that. It's only Fools and Horses.
It's the
Okay.
Christmas special from not this year, the year before.
Yeah.
I mean, we have given away so many of these. I imagine there's charity shops throughout London
Throwing them
with these
away.
in. Yeah, throwing them away.
Yeah.
So we got
Oh,
that,
dear.
and if you didn't watch it, if you weren't one
It
of
was
the
a big
20
green,
million that watched it.
blue-eyed, fat-legged, purple eater people. If they had a big and they had a big food. It's something like that.
And once again, the best chill-out album ever. With, I
Okay.
mean, this pretty much
Do
rubbish.
those bubbles have pasta in them? You know, like the little bow tie pastas? That's what that looks like to me. I'm just a fat ass.
With, I mean, this pretty much rubbish.
It was a big blue
Actually, no, the songs are okay, but
purple eater.
it's just basically a collection of songs you might have heard on adverts. So enjoy that.
Enjoy that.
God, this one again, the best air guitar album in the world, Volume 2.
This is no longer an entertainment show. This is three people chatting to each other now and again. Sometimes we remember it's going out. Sometimes we just take a call for our own amusement. I mean,
What happened?
oh,
It's the same price
this
again.
guy-
It's the David Attenborough compilation of DVDs.
That looks
which I'd be very
cool.
surprised if it actually makes it to you. I imagine someone here will have had that long before we post it.
Oh dear.
There's
That's
a t-shirt
actually
in
cool.
here.
Okay.
XFM 104.9.
You get sent a lot of
Just
crap
in case you're wondering
t-shirts.
what you're listening to. You're
This
listening
is
to.
this is a
What is that?
Quicksilver t-shirt.
What is
that's
that?
fine.
What t-shirt is
That's
that?
a t-shirt made by the Quicksilver people, so if you're a bit of a surfer dude,
The
and by
Quicksilver
the look of the size of
people.
it, you're a midget,
You can't
then
say midget.
you're welcome to it. And this is, I think, the piece de resistance, Rick. I mean,
What?
because you know the kind of fans we have. They're pretty cool cats, pretty
Yeah.
groovy guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So I imagine they'll be loving, on DVD, Doctor Who, The Aztecs. That's one of William Hartnell, the first Doctor's classic episodes on
Oh,
DVD
God.
there.
Okay.
Oh, you know,
Rubbish. That's rubbish, Carl, those prizes.
you-
I'm ashamed to give them away.
Carl,
I
you
feel
know
like
our
they're
mate
getting
John.
better. Now, like last time they had a Donnie Darko shirt. Now they had a shirt by the Quicksilver people. I feel like they are getting better. They're up in the ante.
He's a Doctor Who fan.
Yeah.
Do you remember, he bought, the Doctor Who magazine, and he went, to the toilet, and Steve got post-it notes and put geek on every page. And Johnny opened it on the tube, right, and it had geek and everything. And Johnny bought in the new Doctor Who magazine, I think this week's or this month's, right? And they've done the perfect Doctor Who fan, right? What the geek is, right? And it looks exactly like Steve.
All right, don't have a go, Rick.
It does. And I'm going to try and put it on the website. It's amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. The Blacklist has been working on this list since a year. I can't read it. It looks like it says eggs, but I can't read that. It includes almost every other... Oh, snap, I can't read that. Fan he's ever met as they don't take it seriously enough. That's his scars. From horrific bullying at school! Oh my god! What's DWM? Has 4 copies, of course. 1 for reading. Okay, with tongs. Oh boy, this is amazing. That's hilarious. Anatomy of a fan. Cliched, sad fan. This is... Thank you for finding that and tracking that down. That is absolutely freaking beautiful.
Exactly like Steve.
All right, don't have a go, Rick.
It does.
It does.
I'm going to try and put it on the website. It's amazing. It's got your hair, glasses. It stands like you. It's sort of dressed like you, and it's only. It's hilarious. And he was. I mean, I'm insulting you now. It sounds like an insult, but if you'd see it, you'd laugh. Play.
Well, Rockbusters, right?
Yeah.
Right. Here we
Okay.
Just a little bit annoyed.
Just 3 clues.
We've lost all the energy in this show, haven't we?
Yeah,
I
what
can't get over that
happened?
insult. I'm just a little.
No,
Three.
it did though.
It just came
doesn't-
out. No, I can be honest with you.
Things,
Rick, it
3
came out of left
clues.
field. I wasn't expecting an insult.
No,
And,
but I think
There
it
was a
is.
sense of camaraderie on this.
No, I'll bring
Just
it in.
email
Okay,
me,
okay.
Gervais at
Right, play a record.
xfm.co.uk.
I'm just annoyed. I can't
What are we
listen to
doing?
Rockbusters
I'm
too.
just reading out
Gotcha.
the clues.
Should we put this? Let's put this one in for the Sony Awards. Let's put this show in for the Sony Awards.
Play a song, Carl, because I need to discuss things with him. I've talked before
Okay.
about in
Edit
second
it down.
Got it.
Get this
That
down
was
to
the
3 minutes.
error.
It'd be a great show.
Rockbusters in a minute.
Wait, what did he say?
Rockbusters.
About in
Edit
second
it down. Get this down to 3 minutes. It'd be a great show.
Rockbusters in a minute. XFM.
I don't think they let him read it.
Lonesome Day by Bruce Springsteen from his new album The Rising on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. Foreman just phoned in and said to Karl, stick up for yourself. Don't listen to that Merchant. He does my head in. He's so arrogant.
I don't think I'm arrogant. I think I'm mean.
Yeah.
I just think I'm sort of objectionable. I don't think it's
That's
arrogance.
better.
I think
No.
it's sort of nastiness.
Yeah.
I'm just not a very nice person. But believe me, I'm not arrogant. I think I'm pathetic. We've had a lot of emails saying, could you bring back White Van Karl?
Oh, yeah.
Which is that section of the show where we ask the questions that the Sun asks
Someone
various
else.
random punters.
Yeah.
Of Karl, but sadly recently they've got very politicised and very kind of, basically a little bit depressing. So there's not really anything appropriate, but I have trawled the papers looking for other questions posed in other sections of the Sun.
Good idea.
Interesting.
I was just looking here at the Dear Deirdre section, which is the sort of problem page. I don't know what your views are
Oh,
on
I'd
this.
love to see Karl. Oh, God, can we get him a job?
As an
Just
agony.
ask. Oh, my
What?
God, that would be amazing.
But he didn't
Right?
explain
Well,
the
here's
thought
one.
process.
I'd like to see your view on this, Karl. I'm a happily married 42-year-old woman with 4 kids, yet I've developed a huge crush on pop star Darius Dinesh.
Yeah.
It sent my hormone levels through the roof, and
Yeah.
last night I woke my husband up at 4 a.m. for sex. We've been married for 20 years and he can't believe his luck. Recently I've been having
I want to go to a... I'll stop you there. Why are you telling me? Right, carry on. Sorry.
Recently, I've been having erotic thoughts about Darius morning, noon and night.
Yeah.
I haven't felt like this since I was a teenager and mad about Donny Osmond. My husband is amazed at the change in me. We had sex twice last night and again this morning.
Again, why are you telling me this? Yeah, go on.
He's just boasting. This is not a problem. It's not a problem.
What's
here.
the problem? No problem, just wanted to tell someone. Thanks very much.
I watched Darius on...
I'm a little amazed that she said my husband can't believe his luck, like having me. That's like a lot.
TV last night, and when my husband came home, I dragged him into the kitchen and we made mad, passionate love. Right, they did it then, twice last night, once this morning, that's 4 times.
Okay.
Five times she's mentioned it so far.
Yeah.
She's doing alright. My husband, this is a great bit. My husband thinks it might be his new moustache.
Look what John's
Or that
got.
I'm going through the menopause, but
You
I
were
know
thinking
different.
of growing a moustache?
I was
Do you
thinking
think
of
it would
growing a
change your
moustache.
luck with the ladies?
I love the idea. That's what he thinks it is. He's telling his mates in the pub. You should
gone
grow
mad
with
for me.
these.
Grow
The
with
old
these,
Tom
right?
Selleck.
5 times in the last 24 hours.
Hooray for sexy Darius. So, what do you make of that then? What are your views on that?
Hold
I
on,
don't
though.
understand what the lady just wrote that into like the newspaper because it doesn't feel like she's asking for advice. Did it end with a like, what do I do? Or also, it was so specific that I feel like if the husband reads that, he'll realize who the wife is. Like, what's happening? Why is that on the newspaper? What did I miss? Is she trying to reach out to the famous guy, or what's happening?
If that bloke is reading that paper, that narrows it down
It's
a
got
bit.
to be, yeah.
That's
Who
what
else did he know? His
I've been
wife
really
likes
in tune
Darius.
with
He's had
Ricky
sex
lately.
5 times that night, and he grew a new moustache. He's thinking, I wonder
4
if that's.
kids.
I wonder if that's me.
Maureen.
Yeah, go on.
But what's your concern? Because I'll tell you what her problem is. She's worried that, the reason that she's now kind of overly excited and she's having this great sex with her husband is because she's actually fantasizing about someone completely different, younger. She's having these wayward thoughts, isn't she? She's a bit concerned about that. What's your concern? What are your thoughts?
I reckon she's going to start shoplifting soon and coming out in hot flushes. Go on.
Just, they're both happy, aren't they? He's getting what he wants. She's happy. I'd say, yeah, whatever, get on with it.
Do you think that she
Brilliant.
should confess?
She
She wants to be honest with him.
I wouldn't, because not that many fellas like Darius.
Right.
So if you're sort of
Okay.
thinking, oh, she'd rather have him than me, I don't
What do you
it's
think
gonna work.
Darius would think of this?
He should be
He'd probably
flattered.
happy with that. I mean,
Yeah.
What would
he
you do
said
if
in
you?
there,
What would you do if you got loads of phone calls, right, from women going, Karl, whenever you're on the radio, I just have to do it. I just have to do it. Your voice makes me.
I'd say, right, well, it's all right. I'd be happy with that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case anyone is doing that.
What would you do to sort of like egg them on a little bit to help them out? What do you think?
What sexy things would you say?
What do you think is your quality? What do you think people would find, pretty horny about you? Is it your sort of mank wine? Do you think that? Just say this, London shit, innit? That I
I
think.
say that, but London, it's not that good, is it? Like
Oh, I think you've done it there.
So
So that's
Say
sort of-
something quite sort of sexy though. Say something like,
well.
I love to love you.
Say
I
something
don't
sexy.
say that.
No, say something
no,
sexy.
Suze answers to me, do you love me? I go, yeah, you're all right.
No.
But
And
it's
the
job
thing
done.
is, I know that's true.
Every week I feel worse and worse for Suzanne, man. Jesus Christ. That poor woman. I'm so curious as to like what she's like personality why. Just why does she endure this for so long? I'm so curious because wow. Obviously not boyfriend or husband or partner material, man. This guy's a mess.
Yeah.
I know
Jesus.
that's true. That's brilliant.
But because one of the things that Deirdre says is that she's wondering if this marriage is going a little bit stale and needs to be freshened up. They need to give a new spice, a new spin to the marriage. What would you do? What advice would you give to spice up, something that they've been married for quite some time?
Get him. I think get Darius, all Darius things. Get David Snedden's new video on the telly.
What do you reckon though, Karl?
Just treat them. Do you know what I mean? Just surprise them now and again with stuff. That's what I do.
It's what you've got those condoms, didn't you? That you got
There
two.
you
So
go.
hang on, what? You've never done that? What? You've surprised
Yeah, I
Suzanne
don't
with
believe
what?
that.
I've like.
You stood behind a door and shouted at her when she comes in.
There's some-
Don't drop the jelly.
Yeah, just the usual stuff. There was some free chocolate delivered to work the other day. I took her a bit of that home.
Nice of you. That's really thoughtful.
She didn't like dark chocolate, but I said, well, it's a thought. So I had it. But
You often benefit from any gift that you give her. The chocolate, the meal, the condoms. There's always something in it for you.
Yeah, there is. I love the idea.
she's got bored with a Christmas present now, though.
What, the condoms?
Yeah.
Or the food that she ate.
No, the condoms.
Right.
Yeah, she's got tired of filling them with water, throwing them at the passing kids, or putting them on her head and inflating them.
I love the idea of asking problems. What do you think of erectile problems? You know that Pele advert? He goes, "Be careful, we haven't got erectile problems. Call this number." What would you do if you're impotent? What would you do?
What's the advertising?
It's just saying, like, if you can't,
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Why have they got him doing it?
Well,
Well, he used to, he used to be able to keep it up for hours, the ball, and...
Yeah. What would you do if you...
To advertise that?
No, if you suddenly couldn't get, what would you do?
I don't think it'd bother me now.
Now.
I know you're 30!
What's wrong with you? You're talking like you're an 80-year-old.
Right?
But do you know what I mean? You sort of been there, done that now. It's like the boxing and the
Suzanne.
dancing that I did. It was good as a kid, and now it's like, take it or leave it.
God! It's a
Oh my god.
Supergrass, Seen the Light, XFM 104.9. We're a little bit worried. We might have a technical hitch here. We've had no emails, and usually we get loads and loads. So we're worried it's us. Can someone send an email? Well...
Oh, it was
just
like...
a test email.
Yeah, but we won't know if they have or not. They might just be ignoring us. No one might be listening, Steve, so this isn't proof.
I guarantee there's at least one person who would send an email. Maybe if Dickie Anderson's listening, he could do it for us.
Anders! Do us a favour for all the pleasure we've given you over the last few years.
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
If
Somebody
you haven't
email.
heard the Rockbusters, might as well give them out.
Well, let's check the email's working before we do
Yeah,
that.
otherwise it's a complete... This whole show has been a sham and a farce and a waste of time.
Well, I think they can take that as read.
I think it was
Right,
fun
educate
anyway.
me, Carl.
Right, well,
Go
what
on,
to
then.
say, right?
Educate me.
Well, what we're looking at this week, we've done war, we've done what
We've
else have we
nailed
done?
that. We've nailed war.
Did
There you go.
We summed up war with a little French bloke whose battle cry was "John's got a moustache."
right.
Right.
So, and last week we did science.
What would you on
I
science?
love that. He doesn't, acknowledge when they're making fun of him. I love how he just either doesn't realize or more likely just brushes it off. It's beautiful.
Then off.
I love
Hairy
it.
kid.
Brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
So this week we're looking at medical.
The hairy kid. We have the hairless chimp. Hair is covered on and off. We're
problems.
I'm sure we do Airy Kid every week.
Medical problems. Then I've got a couple of things under the banner of colon. Then educate me.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got this is interesting. Right. Do you know if you have an operation?
I'm trying to see if what this person swallowed a nickel or what's the nickel looking thing, and I'm trying to see what are the little bits around the organs. Okay.
On your brain. Operation on.
Sorry.
We've got this is interesting. Right. Do you know if you have an operation on your brain? Right. What they do is this is why I'd never go to the doctors. I don't like doctors because this sort of stuff freaks me out.
Okay.
Right? They can operate on your brain, and what they do is they put you to sleep first, cut your brain case open.
Your skull, yeah.
The brain case.
Yeah. yeah.
And then wake you up and operate on you. So you sat there with your head open, messing with your brain, and you don't feel anything.
Well, there's no nerve endings, is there, in the brain?
But still, it's not right, is it?
It's
what,
not
you think they do
right.
it for
What's
fun?
wrong with it?
No,
They
but
go on, Reg, wake him up so he's all freaked out. Go
well,
on, wake him up.
is it necessary that you're awake, do you think, or...
Well, they need the brain
Well,
active,
yeah,
don't
that's what they do
Yeah,
it
but
for.
it is when you're asleep.
I've seen a series of pictures of people that play musical instruments, and so when they were getting operated on, they were playing the musical instruments, during the operation to make sure they didn't fudge up any of that part of the brain. That stuff, neurology, it's just fascinating. It's fascinating. Neurology is so cool, dude. Creepy, I can understand the creepy bit of it, and also there's always that, that Hannibal moment where he just has the guy's brain open and just starts eating it, and just there's that moment going on, but it's still really cool. And it's really cool. I find medicine fascinating, and the whole process of how they discovered what we take for granted in medicine today. How did the process go about of them discovering they could do that? That's just so cool to me, dude.
You're having mad dreams. I had a mad dream the other day.
Go on.
No, I might tell you about it later, but there's no sense to it. But, so your brain's still...
So is this conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it'll turn out. I go, no, Carl, I was there. That wasn't a dream.
No,
Yeah.
but... So, if I had an operation
on your brain, heaven forbid.
Well, operation anyway, I'd like to sort of think, well, I'll have an injection, I'll go asleep, but when I wake up, it'll all be sorted.
Okay.
The fact that
Your brain case is open.
and they wake you up and you think, oh, is it all done? They say, well, have a look in the mirror. And your brain...
See, I don't think they do that. I don't think they try and frighten you when you're doing an operation.
Yeah, I don't think that you go about your business and they sort of follow you around, dabbling.
Yeah.
No, but it's almost like they are having a bit of a laugh with you.
Right, well, I'd just like to say now that they don't. Anyone who's going in for an operation on their head, do not ever listen to anything Carl says.
Why have you got to be awake? Because you'll be bored anyway, you'll be sat there.
Well, they give you a telephone directory look, and they say, look how many Macs are in there. That's the Scottish telephone directory.
Just count them.
And, you know, time flies when you're counting that sort of thing.
No, but do you know, like, when you...
What are you telling me? What are you
I'm just
asking
saying
me?
how weird it is. It's weird, isn't it? It's like... do you know
I
when
think the education part is he didn't know they did that, and he's shocked about it. But I'm pretty sure it's... I don't know at this time, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it should have been common knowledge. I think that's just the educational part. It was news to him.
you go for a just saying how weird it is. It's weird, isn't it? It's like, do you know when you go for a haircut, right? It's a bit embarrassing. Well, I don't anymore, but when you go for a haircut, it used to be...
When you go for a haircut?
It used to be a bit embarrassing when, like, they'd wet your hair and they'd make you have that sort of Hitler cut because your hair's wet, and I used to hate it, and I think, do you have to do that? Do you know what I mean? You know
It's
what I mean,
similar.
don't
It's
you?
very similar to open skull
No,
surgery.
what I'm saying is, it's almost like barbers like to do that to make you look daft and feel daft for a bit, and there's women coming in and out, and you're sat there with a daft haircut.
Yeah.
And this is what that reminds me of.
Do you think they do it in a shop window? This brain operation?
I'm just saying, it's a bit
Do you
weird.
think? Why are we doing it in John Lewis's? Just so more
I
people
love
can...
the idea that that's what doctors are doing. Let's make this guy look a bit stupid.
Yeah.
Open his brain
Look
case.
at the twatty look for this brain out of his head.
Take a Polaroid. Reg, take
Yeah,
a Polaroid.
Look at him. Look at his face. Right, right. Clock his face when I give him the mirror. Get this on camera.
Put
Carl-
this fake nose and glasses
Sorry,
on.
is that? Did you teach me something then? Was that
I've
educational?
taught you that your brain case can be open when you're awake, and you just sat there sort of letting them get on with it.
Brilliant. I've learnt that. I'll never forget that. Right, go on.
There you
Anything
go.
else?
You will not.
You'll
If
love-
you didn't know that, you will
Let's
not.
play a song, 'cause the next one is amazing.
What? Even more
What a way to
amazing than
sell
that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Play a song?
Yeah. Bit of Barry?
No emails still, by the way.
No, I don't think it's working.
It's not
is it?
working today,
Lady
so
Stardust.
we'll have to do a phone-in for Rockbusters.
Off the
Blimey.
Ziggy Stardust album.
Alright.
Bit of David Bowie.
See, they're
When's
so
that ever
calm
anyone,
now.
Steve?
Never.
Lady Stardust off Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant. Carl Pilkington is in the middle of educating me. Colon then, educate me.
Colon.
Right, so,
I've learnt that you can, you know, fiddle around with your brain when awake. That's brilliant.
I've never been a fan of doctors, though, so this was a good one for me to look up, because...
Yeah.
Did I tell you the time when the doctor said I was going to die?
Alright, keep talking.
Right, ages ago, must have been
Always
around
ages
15,
ago.
right? And at lunchtime there was this... We used to have a choice of stuff to do at lunchtime, right? We used to have like a burger place that had an arcade machine in it, right? So we used to go there and play on that and have a burger. Or there was this baker's, right, that my mum worked at, and did great cakes and stuff, right? So
For lunch?
she used to like bring some home and that, but she couldn't always bring them home every night because, you know, they'd cost money, and she used to get them for free. And they used to say they'd rather chuck them away than give them to the staff because there's a chance that the cream might be off.
Right.
Right, so they used to chuck them round the back. So I used to go round the back with my mate and eat a load.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Eating out of bins.
No, it wasn't out of bins, they were still in trays, but they just stacked them up near the bins, right? So this got out, I mean, it used to be chocker. Once the school found out, everybody used to go there, and it'd be like, well, have a cake. Everybody used to...
I love that you explained choco-block. What's choco-block? Just a block of chocolate? Like, what? Okay.
to go there. It'd be chocker. Once the school found out, everybody used to go there, and it'd be like...
So
so this got out.
Okay, I got it.
I mean, it used to be chocker. Once the school found out, everybody used to go there, and it'd be like, well, have a cake.
The headmaster, Crawford, fighting the kids off.
Right, so I'd have, like, you know, you just eat, I don't know, 6 jam donuts or something, and then you'd spend your dinner money on the arcade machine.
Brilliant.
Right? So it was a good afternoon, really, right? So you'd do that, and this one day I must have had 6 or 7 jam donuts, few Congress tarts.
What's a Congress tart?
I love them. I can't get them in London.
That's
right?
his
So
safe
there's
word.
some of them.
If anyone
maybe-
can get a Congress tart for Karl in London, please let him know.
So anyway, this day, that was just a normal day. Do you know what I mean? You'd once, twice a week, you'd have a load of cake.
In your life.
Simpler time.
So
normal
anyway-
day you'll have. Were the frog boys there with the webbed hands and the big heads?
So-
and the horse in the settee? Yeah.
But the day after one of these days, I had really bad cramp in my belly. Right?
Okay.
I was like in agony, could hardly walk. So I said to my mum,
You could hardly stagger to the free cakes.
So I was in absolute agony. I said, I don't like doctors, but you'll have to get a doctor in because I don't know what it is. I can't walk. Just gets the
Dang.
doctor round. I won't say his name, but he said, well, doesn't look like he's got long left.
Blimey.
So I was a bit like, hang on a minute, I've only had a few cream donuts.
Yeah,
My mum was panicking.
sure.
He went. My dad came in from work. She said, "Oh, something's really bad with Karl. I think it's serious. You know, the doctor said he ain't got long left." So he said, "What?" He said that and just left. So he said, "Yeah." He said, "I'll have to call him then." So he called him up. Said, "What's all this about? You know, Karl hasn't got long left. How long's he got?" So he goes, "Oh, I was only messing. He's just had some bad cream." Can you believe that?
Well, the thing is,
That's so messed
I like
up.
the fact your mum didn't ask any questions.
I know.
She
Yeah,
didn't
but
go
she
into
doesn't.
detail.
No,
Well, can you
I-
explain more, Doctor? No, I got to show off.
No, but she doesn't. She
no,
doesn't
no,
like
no,
talking.
you know, I don't want to diss
Doesn't
you or
like
your
talking?
family.
Is that what he
no,
said?
Explain more, Doctor. No, I got to show off.
No, but she doesn't. She
no,
doesn't
no,
like
no,
talking.
you know, I don't want to diss you or your family, but I imagine if I was there, I'd have known the doctor was joking. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I sound very arrogant there, but I imagine he went, "What's he been doing? I had about 6 cream cones. Oh, right. Oh, wow. He hasn't got long to live then. I'll see you later." That's what I think the doctor did.
Yeah. It's like the idea your mum just let him go.
Yeah.
Terrified, thinking, well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to probe him. He's that's it then.
Dad comes in.
What
"Oh,
else
Nanny,
can
I'm
she
home.
do?"
Anything happened? The doctor said Karl's going to die and then left. Did he? I'll call him.
But anyway, that's why these sort of things fascinate me. So
Right.
we'll move on to this next one.
What
right,
is
which
that?
Brilliant.
Go on
Dead
then.
short story. So
Whatever.
right, old woman, about 70 years old.
Yeah.
She's normally fit and healthy and stuff. Nothing wrong with her. She's having a good life.
70?
And one day she goes for a check to the doctors, just to check herself out 'cause she's getting on a bit.
Yeah.
Says, "Take your clothes off and that." So she does, and checks her out. Says, "Yeah, you're looking good. You're looking good." Turn round. He said, "Oh God." He says, "You got a tumour on your buttock." Right. So she goes, "Oh.
Oh.
What, can you do anything to sort it out?" So they go, yeah, we could book you in for an operation. It's best if we remove this. Books are in for an operation. Operation day comes, strip her down and that. They're all stood round, the doctors.
Wrong butt cheek.
Start to operate. It only turns out it's a pork chop that she sat on 5 years earlier and it had stuck to her buttock.
Right, Karl.
I
Right,
can forward you...
I'm not-
honest,
right, I'm
no,
not-
listen,
forward you.
serious.
Right, okay, Karl, I'm telling you now, I'm leaving. I'm
No.
never doing this show again.
Good.
No, I'm serious. Honestly.
You're talking,
That that is the appropriate reaction to this because we're so many episodes in. I mean, he's come with such ridiculous stories time and time again. They taught him so many times that the internet is not reliable. I mean, they started Ricky Ridiculous. I don't remember. But they started that just to prove to him, you know, how stupid stuff sounds. One would think he learned, right? Nope.
never again.
No, I'm serious. Honestly.
You're talking, I've never had such, you are, play a record.
I couldn't believe it.
What do you mean you can't believe it? Stop the record. Stop
It's
the
not
record. Stop the
believable.
record. Right, okay. Right, what do you mean you couldn't believe it?
No, when I read it, I said, I've got to tell Richey
This
that.
woman had a pork chop stuck to her arse for 5 years, you mental case. Of course she didn't.
Wait! I gotta read that. Julia Shumansky, a 63-year-old grandmother from Hartsville, Tennessee, noticed a little knot on my backside in July 1989, but didn't worry about it until it shifted and was jutting. I don't know what that. Okay, was jutting out of her left buttock. She had it checked out. An urgent exploratory. They got to surgery. Wait, whoa! An urgent exploratory surgery was carried out to see if it was a malignant tumor. When she woke from surgery on 2 October, she was told that a pointed 4-inch chop bone had been removed. Wait, because that's different. She couldn't remember the last time she had eaten pork chop. Oh my god. Dr. Roger Duke. I'm sorry, this is amazing. Julia's physician estimated from the amount of tissue which had grown up around the bone, this is disgusting, that it had been there from 5 to 10 years. He speculated that the 5 foot 1 inch and 217 pounds of Julia's layers of fat, the way this is written, oh my god, had prevented her from feeling the original penetration. Oh my god. The nature of this penetration is not explained, and she's just there posing happy with the bone. This is crazy. Chop. Oh my god. This is amazing. Where'd you get this? Where is this? Oh wow. Dude, it's such a shame that it's such a shame that when they were doing this, Google wasn't around like it is now. So you can just like Google anything, and they don't have somebody that can, or they can be like, no, this is ridiculous. And Carl's like, hold my beer, and just Googles it and like in your face, or that nobody emails in, hey, I just found this. I just give a finger to see the reaction of Ricky and Steven reading this. No, it's too good. It's too much. That's disgusting. Does this woman not bathe? I understand that the bone like lodged inside. The word penetrate is there. Like it went in her butt cheek. I get that. But I don't get that. You know what I mean? Like, okay. I get that she was a large woman, but when you, okay, maybe there was so much fat she didn't feel that. That's already like a whole, okay. And the second thing is, does she not bathe? When she bathes, do you not like freaking scrub your ass? Because if there's a hole in your butt cheek big enough for a big bone to be inside, I feel like you'd feel that. Jesus. Thank you so much for that, because that just made my day. This is amazing.
Is you mental case? Of course she didn't.
Just saying. Look at her smart, like she's proud of it. No. That's Ricky ridiculous.
People are going to think you're fit, Carl.
Well, they can think what they want, because if they do their own research, they'll probably find the story. Because it won't have happened that many
Carl,
times.
think about it. I mean, how could an old woman have a pork chop stuck to her ass for 5 years?
She said she couldn't remember even making one, so she was as surprised as the doctors were.
But hold on though, she presumably must have sat on it naked.
Yeah.
Didn't that bring back any memories?
I know it's weird, but
It is weird.
Carl.
But why would it stay there? Why wouldn't it fall off when she had a bath?
Thank you. Oh, dude. Another thing that apparently is really common, especially in the US, because of people's heavier size and maybe lack of education on normal anatomy and biology and all that. But it is extremely well, maybe not extremely, but it's way more common than it freaking should be, of women that are pregnant and give birth in their bathroom not knowing they were pregnant. That's like a thing that happens. That's ridiculous. That's bonkers. That's friggin' bananas, dude. Like, I've heard stories of, oh my god, you know, my stomach started cramping up, so I went to the bathroom, and I heard a big plop in the toilet, and when I looked, it was a baby. Like, okay, there's, like, right now, currently, there's 8 billion people on the planet. I mean, you're gonna get some crazy stories. For sure. That's amazing.
Grease. What about a bath?
But why didn't the doctor realise that when he first looked at it?
Because he explained it wrong. Because he explained it like it sounds like there's just the pork chop and you can just peel it off. Not that there was penetration in the layers of fat of her ass. Oh my god.
Attention when he said I think he's a tumour.
Carl, listen, think about it. A pork chop stuck to your ass for 5 years. You're naked, you sit on a pork chop, you go, nothing. No, there's nothing weird about that. I can't feel anything. Even if you had a dead leg, the time you that pork chop, what else you got dressed?
Well, she might have not have done that much. She's old, she probably just sat down and didn't move for a bit. And over time, it's stuck, and then...
What do you mean over time it's stuck? Do you think the longer something there, the more it stays there?
Look, I know that's why
the pork chop goes, well, we've been here a year,
why
we're not
I
going to move now. I don't think we're going to move now. I'm quite, attached to this buttock. I think I'll stay here for another 4 years until some doctor works it out.
Dude, that reminded me, by the way, because I wonder what her x-ray looked like. But there have been people, and I've seen the x-rays, okay? There have been people that had nails or knives or just stuff jammed into their brain. Well, maybe not their brain because, well, it depends where. But jammed into their head. Lived life for about 10 years, and then they found it out. There's this particular case of a guy that got stabbed, like, through here, down here. Knife went up, and apparently when the attacker removed the knife, he didn't realize it was just the handle. The blade part, like, got stuck up there. They patched him up. Everything was fine. Like, it didn't hit anything life-threatening. Homie was fine, but had migraines and headaches for, like, years. Every time he would go, they wouldn't find anything wrong with him until they x-rayed his head and he had a freaking blade in his brain. Like, that stuff happened. I don't know. I just... Again, 8 billion people. There's a little bit of everything. It's fascinating. It's fascinating, dude. And those x-rays are crazy to see, dude. I don't recommend you guys looking them up, by the way. If you have, like, a weak stomach or whatever, don't do it. Especially not looking up pictures of those kind of stories and stuff, because there's a lot of them. Yeah, no, don't do it. Jeez.
They got her into hospital, they gave her the bed baths, they got her ready for the operation, they laid her out. They were just about to take get the scissors or the knife, make the incision. Hang on a minute.
This is a pork
Bring me a frying pan.
This is a pork chop. Right.
Crazy,
well, okay, well, if
crazy,
you're happy with it, then I'm happy with it. Fine. That
crazy,
happened then.
innit?
So did the shaved monkey who got off with a wife. Fine.
Rockbusters, then. We've got a problem with the email this week.
Yeah. It's the least of our problems, I think.
They're not coming through, so I'll give out the clues again, and then you can call in on 08700
Only call if you know all three, you can rattle them off.
Yeah.
We'll do it during the next record, so the number is...
08700 800 1234.
Right.
08700 800 1234.
Right, okay, so you got that. So
And the
call
three-
in if you know all three.
Yeah, the three, just to recap. I've got 3 other jumpers like this one, the initials FT.
I've got 3 other jumpers like this one. Thank you for sweaters, but I actually... That's one of those ones I knew. Because, Christmas jumper. Too many movies. Too many Christmas movies. I've got 3 other jumpers like this one. FT for a band? Nope.
That bunch of people can't make up their minds if they want to sit in the sun or not, right? That's C, and the
Whoa, wait!
sun or not, right? That's C.
That bunch of people can't make up their minds if they want to sit in the sun or not. See? I feel like this is an easy one. Is there a band called Crowds or whatever? Crowds. I don't know.
and the Jamaican fella had some aspirin. Why did he do that? Right? That's FD. So
Okay.
if you know them, give us a call, and it's just the first.
FP, not FD. Okay, there's some help there. Floyd Pink. The Jamaican fella has some aspirin. Why did he do that? For pain. Why does he have to be Jamaican, though? I don't know.
Three
Right,
correct
well, I
answers,
think
isn't
they're
it?
calling now, Carl. So play a lovely record and take some phone calls, and let's get this.
Do you want to play this old Lulu track?
Oh yeah, don't laugh when you hear Lulu, because this is A Man Who Sold the World by David Bowie. It's a good version. Syntax, Pry, XFM 104.1
Ooh, I like
with
that.
Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. Right, get off. Right, what you got next?
Right, well,
I don't know what
running
song
a
that
bit
was,
late
but I
with
liked
this,
it.
But it's time for Do We Need 'Em? We're looking into what
I'm
animals...
really worried about this, because everyone's getting that last clue wrong. I reckon it's so rubbish that even your
'Cause he
mental
said it
fans
wrong.
can't work it out.
Yeah, it's a tough one, but
Give that final Rockbusters clue again.
the Jamaican fella had to have some aspirin. Why is that?
What were the initials?
Why did he have to do it?
No,
FD.
hold on, that's changed.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. The
Oh,
story's
it doesn't
still there.
matter. That's the point of a cryptic clue, isn't it? Oh, do. What have you got now?
Right, so we're looking into animals that we get rid of. I've spoken to someone about snails. I've spoken to someone about jellyfish, and that.
The
and,
size!
looking at cockroaches today.
Right, now who's the expert?
It's a
Good
woman
question.
called Jessica Marshall.
Right.
Does she know that you're going to play this on the radio?
Well, I called up right in the week and said, "Can I talk to someone about
Just-
cockroaches?" And she was like, "Is that Karl?"
She knows who you are.
No
Yeah.
way.
Right, so she already knows maybe your angle, your approach.
Yeah, she was.
And
up for it.
she's an expert. She's just not just some random person.
No, she works in a museum, a good museum. I said I'd give it a plug. It's the one near Knightsbridge. It's got dinosaurs and that in it. It's worth
I
seeing.
love those.
On
this
Natural
is her.
History Museum.
Yeah. So
I love
Not sure.
those.
He's not sure.
this is
Go
what
on.
happened.
This is what happened. See, good approach. Roaches, mosquitoes. I'm like fleas, ticks. I'm liking it.
Now, what I'll do, I'll tell you as much
With dinosaurs.
as I know, and then you can fill me in if I'm right or wrong.
I kind of don't want to hear
And
this
then
though.
at the end of it, we'll get to the bottom of whether we need them or not.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, the first thing that I found out is that they have 18 knees.
That's not exactly possible. They're insects, so they have 6 legs.
Yeah.
And a knee is usually the junction between femur and tibia. That's sort of classic human knee and every other animal knee. So with 6 legs, you can only have 6 knees.
Could somebody sort of got mistaken for seeing one that was a bit double jointed? Cover
I think
tracks.
you're grasping at straws or something.
All right. Well,
right.
we might have to come back to that one then.
Okay.
They can hold the breath for 40 minutes.
Well, they don't do that because they don't breathe in the same way as us. They breathe through little
Skin.
spiracles, holes down the side of the body. So, no,
If
they're
it-
not a very apt simile because the method of breathing is so different.
What do you mean?
Because insects have a totally different system. They don't have lungs in the way that we do, just breathing through one part of the body. They're actually breathing through every segment of the body all of the time.
So even though they've got their mouth shut, they might be able
Their
to
mouths
slide.
have nothing to do with breathing,
So it
only
just
feeding.
To my understanding, that's why like the poison, like Raid or whatever bug spray works, because it just covers their skin, their body, and they can't breathe and they suffocate and die.
So you see, maybe that's where someone's gone wrong. Someone's got hold of one and sort of taped its mouth up or something and
Thought it was.
got bored after 40 minutes
Again,
and
that
said, well, we'll
sounds
call
a
it
pretty
right.
unkind thing to do to an insect, even to a cockroach.
Yeah, but it's all...
You can't do that.
Yeah, but
No.
Yeah.
Pretty unkind thing to do anything, even a cockroach.
something else I found out,
Yeah.
they can live for a week without an head.
I
Well,
knew that
that's
was
true
coming.
if they don't bleed to death in the process.
But the weird thing is, when I told you that they had 18 knees, you seemed a bit sort of like, don't talk ridiculous. But
Yeah.
then we're talking about an animal that can live without an head.
Ah,
So there's a little bit of truth
What's
in
your
that one,
point?
yeah?
yes.
Why, when it was invented, has it got that facility?
What?
Say if someone said to humans, we could do that with humans, and, you know, if you lose your head in some accident, it gives you a bit of time to sort of go back to your family and maybe write them a note. You won't be able to have a chat, but write them a note saying, it was my own fault, and it was nice knowing you.
Well, that would be a useful facility, I agree, but cockroaches are great survivors. I mean, they've been around for over 300 million years. They're one of the most primitive insects.
All right. Well, I've also... is it true that they do a lot of resting? Apparently they can sort of rest for 75% of the time.
Rest?
Yeah, they just sit about doing nothing.
It's probably true of a vast proportion of the world's fauna. Well,
I mean, maybe the 25% that they are working, they're really giving it some, so it might make up.
They're probably searching out food, and yeah, they can slow down considerably. You can chill insects in the fridge, and they'll become very, very quiet. You might think they're dead.
Yeah, but I'm sure, you know, if we were sat in a fridge, you know, we'd go a bit quiet, wouldn't we? You know.
Well, you might not know much about it, of course.
Yeah, but
not
She's
quite
so
reading
sweet.
the right sources.
Well, I've been using the internet.
I'm sure there are many useful sources that you could find there, but some of those seem to have been a little misleading to you.
So you don't agree with a lot
Any
of
of
what
it.
I've told you
Yeah.
there?
No.
So cockroaches,
Do we need
can
them?
we get rid of them?
No.
So we're keeping them then?
I would say so, yes.
No. No. What? That's not the way the segment's supposed to be. He's supposed... Oh, no, dude. He's supposed to ask them, the experts for facts and stuff, ask why they would be important, and do we need them, yes or no, why not, why can we get rid of them? Not just call someone up randomly, spit a bunch of nonsense facts at them, ask them, are my facts correct? Do we need them? Okay. What was that? That was trash. I mean, if she's gonna say, yeah, we need them, we can't get rid of them, ask why. Because I do not agree. I mean, we do not need them. We need to get rid of them. They need to be eradicated from the whole entire planet because they're awful. And I don't see them benefiting anybody or anything. I am pro get rid of them. But like, that was garbage, dude. That was horrible. That was the worst interview I've ever seen. That made no sense. His crazy face gets me every time. That was bonkers.
I think we should get her on more often because she sounds like she'd be a bit of an ally. Because she knew immediately that you were talking nonsense.
Yes.
She even said, I think you should be more concerned about your sources, which I've been trying to tell you for a year. Right? The fact, I mean, 18 knees, where did you get that from?
Internet.
It's on the internet.
They can hold their breath for 40 minutes. I mean, I don't know what you really can take on.
Mad world, don't it?
Right.
The cure
Fair
ones,
enough.
Yeah.
Robson.
Right, Carl's been taking phone calls for these clues. Right, and so everyone's been saying the same thing for the last one. He's been going, no, and I'm worried. I'm always worried.
Always.
FD. I just overheard him on the call there going, oh, what have I been saying? Oh, no, it's FP. Dickhead. Right, give me the clues out. It's a roller. Right, tell people we're really sorry to anyone who would have got that right. Okay, right, do the clues quickly. Tell them it'll be a rollover, so we have to do 3 new ones.
Do you not write these down, Carl?
I don't write the answers down in case Ricky looks over the thing and sees the answer.
Why would I cheat? I'd rather you do something right with your life.
Right, well, the clues were I've got 3 other jumpers like
No
this
idea.
one.
Yeah.
That was FT.
Yeah.
They got that. 4 tops.
Never
That's
heard of
alright.
them. Okay,
Good,
that's
well done.
cute.
That bunch of people can't make up their minds if they want to sit in the sun or not. That was C. They were getting that. That was charlatans. Charlatan, right? A bunch of them charlatans, right?
What do you mean? What's Charlie?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's like, shall I go out? Shall we? Charlatans. They got it, right?
Wow.
What I
Wow.
went wrong with this one, the Jamaican fella, he had to have some aspirin. Why? It's my fault. You know, I'm not cutting, there's no point passing the book or anything. I said FD. A lot of people were saying Fred Durst, like forehead hurts, which is a good one.
Yeah, which would have been as good as any of yours.
But I made an error, so we'll roll it over.
No. What is the answer?
We'll roll the
what is the
prizes
answer?
over.
Jamaican fella what? Add some aspirin. Why do that? What's the thing?
FP.
FP, it was Frida Payne.
I love it. I've
Frida.
never heard of that person or band or whatever, but that is a really good clue if you know the band. Frida Payne. What am I? I don't know, but I liked it. Frida Payne, man. I'm gonna stop now.
Payne.
Frida
That's-
Payne.
Frida
There,
Payne.
he said it good.
That's awful. Carl,
Frida-
you've got to write these down next
Yeah,
week.
No,
this
I
is
will, I'm
right.
sorry.
you
I think that one's really
You're the
good.
producer.
I know, but I've had a busy week, haven't I? Just doing
That's
stuff
not
for
an
the...
excuse. That isn't an excuse.
Our excuse is we don't care.
Yeah.
You do
put
care.
the work in and then make a mistake.
Yeah. I mean, it's better not to try than try your hardest and be rubbish. Do you see what the point? We don't care.
But you've got standards.
Yeah. And
you're not meeting them.
Think of that. You're not even reaching your standards.
That's such a horrible thing to say to someone. I don't feel like Carl's a perfectionist, but to someone who is a perfectionist and actually like suffers because of that, that's such a horrible thing to say. That cuts so much deeper than you can know, man. Because a perfectionist that struggles so much with anything and everything they do, again, I don't think Carl's a perfectionist, but just I am usually. And when I accept in some project or something, when I accept to be a little bit more laid back because it's consuming me or it's too hard or I don't have enough time or whatever. And when I make that conscious decision, okay, I can't make it perfect, but this is good enough. It's really hard to get there, right? And when I'm able to be laid back, if somebody like says something like that, no, man, no, knife to the heart. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because you have no idea how much work and how much I struggled to not go to my standards of perfection. Like, it was really hard to just, say, okay, this is enough. Don't do that. Don't do that. Again, I don't know Carl. I don't, he doesn't, he doesn't scream perfectionist to me at all or whatever. But I mean, he does put in a lot of effort and stuff, and the fact that he can relax every once in a while or mess up or whatever, that's fine, dude. We're all human, but that wasn't even directed to me, and it still cut deep, man.
God.
Right, well, that's that, I guess. Well, the prizes will be giving those away next week.
Bollocks again.
And,
Just completely...
song for the ladies to end the show with. It's from Nick Cave's new album, Nocturama.
So wait, nobody wins because he fudged up? Can't they just pick a random winner that got the other two right? I feel like that's kind of a whack way to do it. I mean, people called in, people participated. They could easily pick a winner.
A track called He Wants You, back next week.
Remember Frida Payne.
Frida Payne was a great. Like, I really liked it. If I would have known that band, I might have been able to get it. Maybe. That was fantastic. That was really fun. I needed that this week. I needed an hour of Karl. This is beautiful. Like, I was in a good mood, but I feel so much better. This is awesome. Once again, and always, thank you, Rusty Dog. Amazing work. Especially, like, the way you track down the stories and the myths and just the images. They talked about a random image in some random magazine of Doctor Who or whatever, and you found it and you put it's just the context you give and what you add and what you bring is just so good. Thank you so much. That freaking the Doctor Who thing, that the sad fan, that was amazing. And it would have been as funny if you don't know what they're talking about. So that was just so cool on your part. Thank you so much. Beautiful humans. It's over. I'm gone. I hope you enjoyed. I know if you made it this far, you definitely enjoyed. I mean, this is enjoyable. It's just good stuff. Anyway, I wish you all well. and I'll see you soon.